The first U2 album is called Boy. It was released in 1980. Now, U2 had been together since 1976, so they had some time to put together a really good record. And by the time they went to Windmill Lane in Dublin, they had a nice collection of songs to record. They had Steve Lillywhite producing, and their first single was I Will Follow. If you walk away, I will follow, which they actually were playing on the tour that had the Songs of Innocence tour. I don't know if they'd played that in a while, but they were playing that last tour. So kind of interesting that the very first single was that, anyway. So originally there was a guy named Martin Hannett that was supposed to produce it because U2 was very big fans of Joy Division. And he actually produced the first 11 o'clock TikTok single. But the band didn't really like working with him that much. And also he was really depressed because Ian Curtis died of suicide in May that year. So by then it just seemed to make sense to get a different producer, and that's when they went with Steve Lillywhite, who did a lot of really cool like Pogues records and just a lot of good records. I don't know if I don't think he'd done any Pogues records yet, but later on did Pogues records. So, anyway, so they had an EP called 3, which had, it had 3 of their songs. It had, what songs? It had Out of Control, Stories for Boys, and Boy Girl, which was the one that wasn't on there. Didn't end up on the record. So anyway, Steve Lillywhite went and saw them perform and was convinced to come on board, and he produced A Day Without Me, which is a really good song, I think. Anyway, so they recorded the rest of the album from like July to September, and Lillywhite, he wanted to do A Day Without Me a little bit different, and he changed how he recorded it. And then he kind of used that sound for the rest of the record. Anyways, so let's go over some of the songs that are on the record. So the track listing is side 1 is I Will Follow, which is of course, basically about his mother passing away. Twilight, I believe, was about somebody hitting on Bono, like a teacher or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think it's something like that. I think Cat Dub was about when he almost he was with his girlfriend Allie, and they had a temporary split up, and then he got with this other girl, but it didn't work out, and then he got back. So anyway, it's about that sort of little affair, and that's a good song.